Hello, fellow Murdlers. Today is Friday, April 26th, 2024, and it's a great day to solve a murder. Today we have deductive logico in the case of the Sagittarius with the selenite wand, and we have 3 5x5 grids with suspects, locations, and weapons. We do have a red murder clue today. The murder took place high above the grounds. So we can go ahead and meet our suspects, but when we get to locations, let's flip through and see what would be high above the grounds. So today we have Principal Applegreen, Officer Copper, Babyface Blue, General Coffee, and Secretary Celadon. The weapons today are a pair of leather gloves, a crystal dagger, hyperallergenic oil, a crystal ball, and a selenite wand. And our locations, let's go ahead and flip through each of these. We've got the impossible hedge maze. I'm looking for anything that suggests that this would be, high above the grounds or something like this. I'm going to say a hedge maze, probably not. Miniature golf course, also probably not. The Grand Chateau, probably not. Doesn't say anything about the height of anything. The observatory, no. The Great Tower, okay, towering tower. I would love something that said something a bit more specifically, overlooking the grounds, but I think this is probably it. Yeah, especially since we're back to impossible hedge maze. So let's go ahead. I'm going to say the murder took place in the Great Tower. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into our clues and evidence. Just as the title suggested, we have a Sagittarius with the selenite wand. So let's look through our suspects and see who our Sagittarius was, or if we have more than one. Okay, we have one Sagittarius with General Coffee, and General Coffee is our only Sagittarius. So go ahead and give General Coffee the selenite wand. Mark that in and cross it off. Babyface Blue was seen indoors. So let's check out our locations. We're looking for indoor locations. We've got the Grand Chateau, the Observatory, and the Great Tower, all indoors. So I think what's going to be most informative is marking off these two, so the impossible hedge maze and the miniature golf course. And then we know that Babyface Blue must have been in one of these three, but I'm not going to bother with question marks because it's, still more than two. All right, a bald suspect was on the miniature golf course. So I know General Coffee is bald. We've got no hair. Let's see if anyone else is. Oh, Principal Applegreen as well. Okay, so one of these two must have been on the miniature golf course. So I will use the question marks there and cross out the other folks. Okay, so we know that either General Coffee or Principal Applegreen was on the golf course. And we'll come back to that later, see if we can figure out which one of them it was. Okay, so we've got spirit writing, and this is an anagram puzzle. All right. A great piece of something. I know it's not emancipation, but for some reason that's like all I see when I look at this. Was discovered in a very romantic spot. A very romantic spot, I think, was the observatory. Yeah, romantic evening. All right. So the observatory is a very romantic spot. So this is the where. And so we're going to be looking probably for a what. So great piece. Decor. Mantelpiece decor. A great piece of mantelpiece decor was discovered in a very romantic spot. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip through our weapons. Oh, here we go. Mantle. Crystal dagger would look great on your mantle. And I remembered the observatory was a romantic spot. Friends season 2 burned into my memory. Cue Wicked Games. Okay. Great. All right. Can cross that out. The shortest suspect was lugging around a heavyweight weapon. Okay, so let's check out the suspects first. 5'11", 5'5", 7'8", 6 feet, 5'6", and 5'11" again. So it is going to be Officer Copper. And we've got part 2, heavyweight. So let's look through our weapons. Lightweight, medium weight, lightweight, heavyweight, and medium weight. Okay, so we're gonna give the crystal ball to Officer Copper here. And yeah, that's all we've got from that. All right, we've got an either or. Either a pair of leather gloves was in the Grand Chateau, or Principal Applegreen was on the miniature golf course. I think we're going to come back to that one. Yeah, let's come back to that one. The tallest suspect, okay, so that's going to be Babyface Blue at 7'8". Tallest suspect was not in the Grand Chateau. Okay, so we knew that Babyface Blue had to be indoors, so that only leaves the observatory and the Great Tower now for Babyface Blue. Okay, and here we're going to figure out who was in the observatory. Maybe it was Babyface Blue with this fingerprint. So let's see who we've got. Okay, this is Principal Applegreen. Okay, so Principal Applegreen was in the observatory. Let's see, the observatory, Principal Applegreen. So that means we can also answer which of the bald suspects was on the miniature golf course. And that's going to be General Coffee. So we get a lot of info there. And by process of elimination, we have Babyface Blue's location as the Great Tower, making Babyface Blue our murderer today. So we know we've got Babyface Blue in the Great Tower, but we still need to figure out what weapon Babyface Blue had. So we'll keep going here. So let's see. Let's come back now to this one. We now know Principal Applegreen's location was not the miniature golf course. So that means that a pair of leather gloves was in the Grand Chateau. So let's do gloves and the Grand Chateau. Okay, and what else can we potentially answer here? We do have the location for the selenite wand on the miniature golf course, so we can mark that as well. And, okay, well, here we go. We know that these two weapons are found in the Grand Chateau and the observatory, respectively. And we know that Babyface Blue is in neither of those locations. So we can mark those off for Babyface Blue. And we can give Babyface Blue the hyperallergenic oil as the murder weapon. And that should round us out here. Now we have the location for Officer Copper in the Impossible Hedge Maze. And let's see. We have Secretary Celadon in the Grand Chateau with the leather gloves. And that will bring us home with Principal Applegreen in the observatory here. So there's our detective's notebook all filled out, ready to go. And we've got Babyface Blue with the hyperallergenic oil in the Great Tower. So double checking real quickly, everything's looking good to me. So let's go ahead and see if we were right. All right, we were right. Thanks so much for playing along with me today. I hope this was a helpful walkthrough, and we'll see you tomorrow.